So, well, first and foremost, all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honor to elders and pastors of Great Millstone, Shagobam, the hopeful elect. This is Brother Arakia coming back with a lesson. This is from channel Corey Gil Shuster. He made a video, Israelis, where are your grandparents from? You're gonna see the answer is in this video, where he's interviewing them. And the small headers, they're not the people, they're not the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and it's coming out. And of course, copyright disclaimer, this video is not for monetary purposes, it's for commentary, criticism, educational purposes, So let's get on.
Where are your 4 grandparents from?
All of them are from Yemen. All of them were born in Yemen and came to Israel, some before Operation Magic Carpet and some after.
Like, when was the earliest one?
1948.
Okay, let me move on, but I want to come back to see what is Operation Magic Carpet.
Oh, in 48.
Yeah, in 48. And then we have some other parts of the family that came even before.
ג'רבה, טוניסיה. שני צדדים?
כן, כולם. שלי, צד אחד ישראל, צד אחד תימן. תימן.
תימן. הצד אחד הישראלי, כמה דורות הם היו פה?
הסבא וסבתא הם הראשונים שנולדו פה. ההורים שלהם עלו.
מאיפה?
אחד מפולין, ואחד עלו, האימפריה הרוסית, היום זה איפשהו מזרח אירופה.
אוקיי.
ואצלי צד אחד תימן ופולין, צד שני מרוקו.
כן. אתה?
כל הצדדים מגרמניה.
כולם מגרמניה. נדיר.
בחור טוב.
עכשיו אפשר? אפשר?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, tell me.
צד אחד רומניה וישראל, צד שני שניהם ישראל 6-7 דורות.
אוקיי. יש לך מושג מאיפה לפני זה 6-7 דורות?
ליטא, רוסיה. מרוסיה. מצד אמא מרוסיה, של אבא כאן.
אוקיי, כאן.
לא, הם באו, אני חושב שמחצי צרפת, חצי מרוקו, אבל אני יודע בוודאות שהם מאמא שלי מרוסיה.
בירושלים.
So already, do you see how many of these small headers, bro, it's a lot of Moroccans, a lot of people from Yemen, especially a lot of from Morocco and Yemen, and from the Soviet Republic. Okay, whether it's Russia, Lithuania, Azerbaijan, all of these different countries, man. You see, so these are not the people. They just are pretending to be the people, but they are not.
כן, איפה?
באיזה בית חולים אתה מתכוון או באיזו שכונה? אז סבתא שלי וסבא שלי מצד האבא נולדו בשכונת קריית יובל, וסבתא וסבא שלי מצד האמא נולדו במוסחרה.
אוקיי. ומאיפה סבא וסבתא שלהם? כאילו גם מקומים?
לא, סבא וסבתא שלהם, סבא של סבא של הסבא שלי, אוקיי? הוא בכלל מגירוש ספרד, אוקיי?
אבל באיזה שנה הוא בא?
וואו, זה אני כבר לא יודע. אתה מדבר איתי על 5 דורות אחורה.
בסדר, אי אפשר לדעת.
אוקיי, אני יודע להגיד לך שמצד אמא שלי, אז הסבא מפולין, והסבתא היא בכלל מאזור איפרסיה, אפגנית.
אוקראינה.
כולם?
כן. ברוסיה.
כולם ברוסיה?
כן, כולם ברוסיה.
ואתה, יש לך מבטא, אני שומע. אתה?
ארמניה.
ארמניה?
כן.
שני צדדים?
כן. כאילו, צד של אבא, טורקיה, ארמניה. אמא שלי, לבנון, ארמניה, כאילו מעורב. כי הארמנים בכללי הם מעורבים. הולכים מכל האזורים.
אתה ארמני במקור?
אני ארמני, כן.
בעיראק ובמרוקו.
אז מי ההורים?
יש לי 2 סבתות
מלחמה, ואבא בא ממש לקראת מלחמה, והוא נהיה בלתי לגמרי. והם שניהם היו יחידים ששרדו מכל המשפחה שלהם.
יש לי שתי סבתות וסבא שנולדו בארץ, וסבא אחד שנולד בתימן.
אוקיי, באמת? תימני? וואו. אוקיי, אתה לא נראה. אלה שנולדו בארץ, כמה דורות הם היו? ומאיפה?
הם לדעתי דור שני בארץ, כל הסבא וסבתא שלי. ויש לי מרוסיה, מפולין ומגרמניה.
אוקיי, אז יש לי סבתא וסבא מכורדיסטן, וסבתא
מדינה?
כורדיסטן, עיראק.
עיראק?
ועוד סבא וסבתא מאנגליה.
אלג'יריה? אנגליה. מאיפה הם היו לפני זה? כי...
מה זאת אומרת?
לפני אנגליה.
הם עדיין באנגליה. מאיפה לפני?
כן.
סבתא שלי מאיטליה, וסבא שלי מאנגליה הרבה שנים.
אוקיי. כאילו יהודי או לא יהודי?
לא יהודים.
אוקיי, אצלי במולדובה.
בשני הצדדים?
סבתא נולדה באוקראינה, מצד אבא, סבא וסבתא נולדו באוקראינה, מצד אמא במולדובה.
אוקיי, that?
So actually you can see, funnily enough, there is some Israelite foreigners in there, because you see many of the, Ukrainians, the Russians, they actually go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but that's being Israelite foreigners, okay? They are out there on the land pretending to really be the people, okay? Which mostly they're not, okay? Mostly who they are is Amalekites, okay? These, as you can see, these Edomites from different parts, and these Caucasians, okay, from the Caucasus, they have a lot of from there. So, for them to, and I'm gonna get to the scriptures, but I just first want to go through this video. For them to say they are the people is crazy, it's crazy. Again, there is a part of them which are Israelite foreigners who really are. For example, he said, the dude here, that his paternal grandparents are from Ukraine. Many of the Ukrainians, they actually are Israelites. So there is that. But then for them to claim that all of the people that just are there, that come from Yemen and Morocco and from Poland and Germany and everywhere, that they just inherently are really the people, that's crazy. You see, this is a really good video. The real Israelites, for the most part, are so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos. Slovakia for that, and so-called Native and Seminole Indians. And then you have also the Israelite foreigners from all over the world.
מצד אמא שלי, ספרד, קולומביה, מצד אבא, גרמניה.
אוזבקיסטן וטאג'יקיסטן. מדינות מעניינות.
מצד אמא נולדו בכורדיסטן.
כורדיסטן?
כן.
איפה בדיוק?
בזכו.
זכו, קוראים משפחה, כן, בסדר?
ומצד אבא בטורקיה. אורפלים.
הסבא שלי וסבתא שלי בטורקיה.
A lot of Turkish as well. A lot of Turkish.
אוקראינה וליטא.
אוקיי, שניים אוקראינה, שניים ליטא, והם עלו?
הם עלו לדרום אפריקה.
ואז מדרום אפריקה באו לכאן.
בטורקיה.
מאוקראינה וליטא.
So she is Ukrainian and Lithuanian. So is that her father probably, or it can be the other way around, but her father from Ukraine and mother from Lithuania. Okay? So, randomly, out of nowhere, how are they the people? And they don't fit the prophecies. That's the most important part. Them going out there, in the First World War and 1948, that's not fulfilling Isaiah chapter 2 nor Ezekiel chapter 37.
אוקיי, שניים אוקראינה, שניים ליטא, והם עלו?
הם עלו לדרום אפריקה.
ואז מדרום אפריקה באו לכאן.
במרוקו.
מרוקו, ארבעתם?
איך?
ארבע? כאילו, כולם.
כולם, כן.
כולם?
שלו וגם.
גם וגם.
גם וגם.
So these are just straight up Moroccans. Which is funny how much the Israelis, seem to be hating Arabs. At least that's how it seems according to all of the media reports going on and coming from there. They really people don't like the Arabs. But then when you look at it, it's these people just many of them from Yemen, many of them from Iraq, many of them from Morocco. So a whole lot of Arabs, over there. Not to mention the so-called Palestinians, which also are, all up in there in the Holy Land at the moment. So it's and then Ethiopia. Then you have the Ethiopian so-called Jews. So that place is just a whole lot of confusion, man, going on in the Holy Land. See, they do not fit the prophecies, man.
כולם? כל ארבע? כן. אמא של צרפת, אבא של אלג'יר.
Algeria, France, the woman from Morocco.
Million is a good number.
That's Tim Cook congratulating the Mao CEO on shipping 6 million units. And here's
אבא של אלג'יר.
באוזבקיסטן.
שני צדדים?
גם אותו דבר.
רגע, אתם...
אנחנו בני אותה...
אנחנו בני דודים.
לא, אנחנו נשואים, אבל אנחנו מאותה עדה. אצלי בבוכרה.
בוכר, בארבע, כאילו כולם? ארבע צדדים?
אצלי בסוריה ותוניס.
Syria and Tunisia.
שניים מהונגריה, אחד גרמניה ואחד פולין. אני מרוקו ותוניס.
בולגריה ומרוקו.
אוקיי,
You see how many Moroccans, man.
מרוקו מבולגריה?
אמא, הצד שלי מהמרוקו, הצד שלה בבולגריה.
בליטא, בפולין ובמקסיקו.
מקסיקו, אוקיי. יהודים ממקסיקו?
גם וגם.
This is the most spiritual part of the video. From Mexico, and then he asked, Mexican, Jewish, but it's not Jewish, but it's mostly Northern Kingdom. Which the Jew, it mainly means the Southern Kingdom tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, but Mexicans, they are Issacharite. So then basically he asked, are the Israelites? And he said some yes, some no, which is true. But for the most part, they are Issacharites out of the Northern Kingdom of Hebrew Israelites. Okay, the Hebrew Israelites out of Northern Kingdom, out of the tribe of Issachar.
ברוסיה.
ברוסיה? איפה ברוסיה?
באזרבייג'אן.
אזרבייג'אן. פעם זה היה, כן.
You see, from Soviet Union, now, Soviet Union, Azerbaijan.
רגע, מה קרה? אוקיי.
שלי בלבנון וברומניה.
כן.
שלי פולין, עיראק וישראל.
רגע, ישראל, כמה דורות?
יש אחד דור כאילו 1750 כזה, ויש כאלה שעלו, אני חושב כאילו 1900 כבר, 1940.
שלי פולין ותימן.
שלי בישראל וגם במרוקו.
Yemen, Morocco, Lebanon, is so many so-called Arab countries.
חצי בישראל וחצי במרוקו.
בישראל, כמה דורות הם היו פה?
אני דור רביעי, אז...
בסדר, לא בסדר. כן, סוגרים אתם. מרוקו, שני צדדים?
מרוקו ועיראק.
עיראק, שכחנו מעיראק. אוקיי.
טורקיה ופרס.
אוקיי.
מרוקו וטריפולי.
שני צדדים? כמה דורות?
וואלה, הקווקזי דור חמישי בארץ.
ושני צדדים?
You see, which I think this female is not bad. She's quite pretty. But she said that her grandparents are Caucasians, from the Caucasus. And then she's gonna number the countries in a bit.
כמה דורות?
וואלה, הקווקזי דור 5 בארץ.
בשני הצדדים?
לא, זה מסובך, זה מיקס אחד שלהם, זה סיבוך רציני.
אל תסבך לי אותה.
העיראקית, צ'כית, רוסיה, הקווקזית.
So her grandparents are from Iraq, Czech Republic, Russia, from the Caucasus, and from Yemen.
מרוקו, אוקראינה ומולדובה.
מרוקו וספרד.
שלי בפולין ובישראל.
אוקיי, בישראל כמה דורות?
דור 5 אנחנו. אח שלכם?
מה?
איפה שלך?
קנדה!
You see? So let me just go. Okay. You see, this is one comment. Very interesting video. Surprisingly, many had Moroccan ancestry. I have visited Israel once, and before it, I didn't know that there are so many Russian-speaking people. I, for example, noticed that waiters in some restaurants talked Russian together. Then I realized that in the late 1980s, Gorbachev let a lot of small hatters leave the Soviet Union for to move to Israel. So many had Moroccan ancestry, man. Which hey, even in the Moroccans, you do have Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so there are Hebrew Israelites in the Holy Land, but Israelite foreigners. But what they, as a whole, as a community, what they represent, they do not fit the scriptures, and I'm prove it. And Salaki, I'm not going to the scriptures earlier. I did reference Isaiah 2, Ezekiel 37. Then also there is Revelation 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9. So in that video, I had so many Moroccan ancestry. Isaiah 2 and 1, the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Yehoiada and Yerushalayim, okay, which is Judah and Jerusalem, which Yehoiada means Judah, Yehoiada it means thank you Yahweh, or Yahweh's thanks. And then Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, means the city of peace. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and nations shall flow unto it. So this is talking about Israelites being the head and other nations being the tail. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. That is not happening. This is not happening right now. Okay? Let me see something real quick. Yes, verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. How much war has there been since the small hatters went there, claiming to be the Ish people? Just war. So this prophecy is not being coming to pass. It's not here. It's not present right now. It's in the future when the real Israelites get to the land by Yahweh Shai. See, Yahweh Shai is going to redeem the Israelites. You're not gonna go there by fucking airplanes, man. Just claiming to be the people. 1 Corinthians 15:24. But every man in his own order, Yahweh Shai, the first fruits, afterward they that are Yahweh Shai's at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet. So, this hasn't happened yet. So, okay, now we still have Esau, Edom, fucking Edomites ruling. Give me a moment, man. Okay? This is powerful. Ezekiel 37:21. And say unto them, to the Israelites, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel, Yasharala, okay, he, prince of power, from among the heathen whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. This hasn't happened yet. This didn't happen on fucking airplanes, man. And I will make them one. It's gonna happen with Yahweh Shai and the chariot. Okay? And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Yasharala, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. It's not going to be in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. We're not going to have a southern kingdom and northern kingdom. A split. So, it's going to be just a unity, okay, between all the tribes. And this also shows you that the small hatters, they threw, because they are gone, because they only speaking about Judah, Benjamin, Levi. They have no answers for Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, for these tribes. Gad, Ephraim, Manasseh, Naphtali, all the northern kingdom tribes. They have no answer. Verse 23. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. So even today you have in Tel Aviv the biggest LGBTQ plus parade. So they're not the people, that's a transgression. They are not matching these prophecies. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. And David my king, David my servant, shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. So is this happening in the modern day Israel? Is that David Ben Gurion, who already died? Okay, who already died? So how is that in place at the moment? It's not. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will praise them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, yea, I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that the Lord Yahweh do sanctify Israel, which my sanctuary shall be in the midst of, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Which, they shall be my people, and I will be their power. It's also in Hebrews 8. It's also in Jeremiah, I want to say 31 and 33, which is it's talking about when we are perfect within the law, okay? Meaning that we have the law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts, which clearly is not happening in modern day Israel. So it's just a bunch of bullshit, man. They are not the people. There are some Hebrew Israelites over there, but as a community, they are not the... They are not... As a community as a whole, they are not the people. They are not matching the scriptures at all. Okay, there is some Israelite foreigners among them, but the real Hebrew Israelites, for the most part, are so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native and Seminole Indians. Yahweh, this was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.